cooperation in the forum of the international, the IUCN. It's a big forum of the states and NGO and even international organization. So I will call global governance and all of us in here as global citizens who work for those kind of objects. So let me start. The natural disaster. This is the picture is the Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans. Before I went to the New York, I got the LLM in the Tulane University. That is located in the New Orleans. So when I got the news of the Katrina, my heart is really broken. And oh, that is the city I studied, and it is ruined by the natural disaster. For American, it's more disaster. I just spent only 2 years in New Orleans. But lots of people has home in the New Orleans. And not only the natural disaster itself, we have secondary environmental damages. 26 million liter oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. And we call that is the secondary environmental damages. And let's see the Asian, probably the last year, one of the top big news in the world is the Fukushima nuclear accident. It was the result by the Tohoku earthquake and tsunami. It hit the nuclear power plant number 1 and 3. And it brings the secondary environmental damages. Fukushima nuclear accident, 1 billion casualties expected, it's still going on. And damage to natural environment and biodiversity. So, this is just one of the illustrations of the natural disaster and the secondary environmental damages. I'd like to focus on then how can we, the post-management system and domestic level. Let me bring the Korean the example. We have the legislation and we have the government authority to handle those kinds of natural disaster, and also risk management manuals. However, those law and government and manual is not related to the Minister of the Environment. Just like the Nicholas Robinson mentioned, we need some cooperation between, we are part of nature. So we have, as other level, land ethics, we have obligation and we have responsibility to the nature. We bring the natural disaster, and the nature is suffered by the natural disaster that we make. So we have to take care of the nature itself, so not only for human being. So my suggestion, the Calum motion is about the comprehensive post-management system, collaboration with the Department of Environment, and also secondary environmental damages management in manuals too. We have no those kind of manuals. And public awareness and public notice. Why? Because why we protect environment, natural environment? First, yes, the health and the safe life, and also nature itself. But the public awareness, we have a right to know what's going on around us. In Fukushima accident, the most of Japanese people couldn't have the information, appropriate information about what's going on here. So I put the priority on the public access to environmental information in our promote the motion. And also prevention and restoration plan for natural environment. And how the cooperation with international organizations, including international NGO in scientific monitoring, such as IUCN. And international level, yes. I don't like to blame the Japanese government. Don't accept it the wrong way. I like to give the example. In 2011, before the nuclear power plant accident, we have international norms, a Rio Declaration, emergency notification principle, and consultation and good faith between origin country and affected country. And also, after Chernobyl accident, we have the Convention on Early Notification of Nuclear Accident. However, we realized those kind of international convention and international customary law doesn't work, didn't work. In 1986, we realized we have no international norm regarding early notification. So we conclude the Convention of 1986. But 2011, we realized that is not enough. Because the Japanese government, they released, discharged the radioactive water into the ocean without any notice to neighboring country, Korea and China. We have exchange of notes between the Korea and Japan regarding the Cooperation Nuclear Energy of 1990. It provided clearly the Japanese government has obligation to make a notice, but it is not clear what information. Just the information regarding just accident itself. Yes, Japan did, but the Japanese government did not provide the enough information regarding the discharging the radioactive water. So I think that's why we still the negotiation going on. Anyway, we're gonna mention in 2011 we have the tripartite environmental minister meeting we call TAM, the 13, like a COP17. So TAM 13. We have the agreement, and the Japanese government formally, officially regrets about those kind of activity. And also, a couple of months later, three country summits of three country summit make three independent the agreement. First one is cooperation in nuclear safety, and second one is cooperation on disaster management. He said, yes, it's time to work on to have some early notification system. So let's work on it. But already more than 3 months passed, but nothing yet. So I'm thinking about what is the role of the IUCN. The IUCN can help this kind of situation, and not only some medical international law, the IUCN can have some international assistance. Like we have the convention, but for example, Japanese government is very strong and developed country. What if it happened in very undeveloped country? Then they have to monitor, but they don't have enough the resource, the human resource and the scientific resource. Then IUCN can help assistance in monitoring and giving to establish the manual, something like that. So I can say main concern of the IUCN is environmental damages such as the biodiversity impact. And as I mentioned before, the IUCN is a very unique entity. So this is a big forum for we can have the membership to the the states government, the states member, and government agency member, and expert member. So the IUCN can have a promotion for cooperation through the state member, and also bring the attention for the IUCN Commission on the Environmental, Economic, and Social Policy, and SAS too. So I think the system of cooperation and assistance through the IUCN is like a cooperation in domestic post management system, such as monitoring system, and encourage the IUCN member states to assist each other and participate in the process of notification and consultation as mediator or good officer, and also induce the cooperation in members. I think that is global governance. IUCN is a forum for global governance. In 1987, we have the report of the UN, Our Common Future. And in 1998, we have also the Commission of Global Governance have the book, report, Our Global Neighborhood. It said, the global governance is the sum of the many ways individuals and institutions, public and private, and manage their common affairs. environment issues is our true common affair. And private sector and public sector and states and local government, we can join and we can cooperate on this issue in the IUCN. This is core spirit of the Korean Environmental Law Association's motion. This is the kind of the system, the cooperation. The IUCN, we can share the information, and we can share some resource, human resource, and we can cooperate legally and scientifically as the IUCN write down in the statute in Article 2 of the IUCN. Thank you for your attention, and our voting day is September 12th. And please, global citizen, you, me, and all of us, please vote for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor. And now we reach the most interesting part of this workshop. General discussion will be soon made by the distinguished panel members except me. We have two news that the bad news is one and the other news is good news. The bad news is that Honorable Justice Antonio Herman Benjamin is not here because he has some problem about that. So the good news is that other panel members are the big name in the environmental law, so we have a very, very interesting topic for that. Let me introduce the other good panel members to you. Professor Richard Oettinger, IUCN CER Climate and Energy Specialist Group, School of Law at Pace University, and Professor David Kasuto, School of Law at Pace University. Also, Professor Buchan Kim from the School of Law from here, the Jeju National University. Professor Kim is the former president of the Korean Society of International Law. And Yu-Dong Hong, the director of the National Institute of the Environment. And Professor Kim from here. Now I move to the place, and the panel members should move to this podium, please. Yes, because we have a very interesting topic from here there. So I think that every audience have the chance to make some remark on that. So we expect to have the floor to ask the question for our commentators. If you have some questions, please indicate the commentator whom from you here. And I think that the discussion is started from the left side to the right side. It's okay? Professor Oettinger, you have the first. Okay.
Well, thank the Korean Environmental Society for holding this forum, and the Korean government for putting on a magnificent World Conservation Congress. The opening celebration was just so impressive. But beyond that,
on climate change, the unique environmental threat jeopardizes the future of the entire planet. That violates the ethics that Klaus Boselman has been enunciating for some time, and threatens to destroy all the great things that the IUCN has done over the years under the leadership of Nicholas Robinson. I want to note that I am a student of Professor Robinson as well. Being a fellow professor, I learned so much about IUCN today that I never knew before. But also, I came to PACE without, well, having written many of the environmental laws for our country in Congress, but having no idea what happened to them after they were passed, and then to see the tremendous creativity of Professor Robinson, and seeing to it that these laws became a reality, was just remarkable. I'm worried about IUCN today, and natural disasters or man-made disasters, I call them, are really a unique problem that we have. And the world is plunging, as I said, but largely because the economic crisis that Nick described. It's too expensive to address these problems under these circumstances. And I mean, it's just marvelous to see Korea leading the way and saying we can't afford not to do it. And it will be far cheaper for us, far more economically advantageous for us to address these problems and reduce our reliance on carbon dioxide emissions and make the investment as the centerpiece of our economic development program. And I hope that's a lesson that will be heard around the world, because it is so important not to be intimidated by the economic crisis, but to realize that this is critical. I'm worried about the IUCN because they're saying that climate change is too difficult. And I don't know if you heard this morning, but the deputy chair said, well, we're not we're not a climate change organization. We're not an energy organization. We haven't got the knowledge or experience to address these problems. Well, then we better get it, because so much is at stake. And he said, well, we deal with the attributes of natural systems. And my response is, what on earth could be more nature-based than the use of the sun and the wind and the oceans and the heat of the earth to provide the energy we need for economic growth? And I just salute Korea for paving the way and showing the example. We have a tremendous task, and all of us, and so many here have helped build this organization. And we have a real responsibility to see to it that IUCN doesn't punt on its responsibility.
Thank you, Professor. Pass the mic.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Buchan Kim at Jeju National University Law School. I am teaching international law, so I'm very happy that this kind of great international conference takes place in my hometown. My hometown, Jeju Island, was designated as the World Natural Heritage, and recently, as you know, selected as one of the new seven wonders of nature.